Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane Batman Classic TV Series 1966 Adam West TV show The Joker. And this is the Entertainment Earth exclusive gold label Blacklight edition. This is the first of these kind of deluxe variants they've made for the 66 line, and I really hope they don't do a bunch because they're just not worth the price. But I'm a completist and I like the variants, so I'm happy to add them to the collection. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, this is part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply a retailer exclusive, whether it be Target or Walmart. This particular Gold Label is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. DC, Batman Classic TV Series, The Joker, Batman Classic TV Series, Blacklight Edition. McFarlane Toys, authenticated limited edition to 6,300 pieces, Entertainment Earth exclusive. One side of the package, Joker Classic TV Series, Blacklight Edition. On the back, Cesar Romero as the Joker posed up looking great. At the bottom, there's a barcode in case that helps anybody. One of McFarlane's deluxe figures. Take off the outer sleeve, exposing the figure. So no further ado, let's open him up. And as always, I did get one of these figures to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Now, I mentioned the price. These things are $30 a piece. It's the same price they're charging for the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Blacklight, and Glow in the Dark figures. And these figures are a little bit smaller, cheaper, retro, kind of crappier. I don't even have to look. I know for a fact this thing is not sold out at Entertainment Earth. Just a little bit overpriced for what you get, but that's why it's a themed exclusive or whatever. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He has this very large Blacklight stand, a collector's card, display stand, force collector's card, and then two of these sort of action effects or word bubbles. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Joker from the Batman Classic TV Series, 1966 Adam West TV show, played by Cesar Romero. But not only that, this is the Blacklight version. Now, I guess I was thinking in my head, Glow in the Dark version. I didn't realize it was going to come with this giant, elaborate Blacklight stand, which honestly, they kind of suck from the ones I've had before, but it explains the price point a little better. Now looking at the Joker, Cesar Romero played the Joker, and it was old school, sort of campy, comic style, 50s, 60s themed. One weird thing about him is he refused to shave his mustache off, so they just sort of painted over it. If you look at the show, he's got a mustache painted in white, and he refused to shave it off because he thought it gave him sexual powers. And I'm not making this up. So back on topic, let's take a look. Now this Joker just looks weird. Instead of white skin, he's got yellow skin, and I feel like they probably could have done the Blacklight paint and white paint. I guess when this Joker fell into the vat of chemicals, he came out with yellow, radioactive, reactive to blacklight skin versus the typical white skin. Looks like he's got a bad case of jaundice or something. Just looks really weird. The color scheme, his outfit is pink. He's got a black vest, blue bow tie, and purple shirt, and the colors really match together nicely, but it's not how he looked in the show. At least not exactly. Now this is a basic 6-inch retro figure. Articulation is a little bit sort of old school. You can see old school style hips. Figure looks good, but it looks really weird. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It looks pretty good, especially for a basic figure. Now, taking this guy aside, the normal basic line runs like $17.99, and the normal multiverse line, used to run $19.99, is kind of crept up a little bit. The price doesn't really reflect a basic figure that much, and they're better than a retro basic figure from like Super 7 or Reaction. Just that yellow skin is so weird. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Who am I kidding? It's all boring stuff. He doesn't come with any good accessories. Now you would think this Blacklight light is pretty cool, but I've had it before, and it sucks. The action bubble effects, while very appropriate for a 60s figure, it's not actual accessory type accessory, and then nobody cares about the collector's card or display stand. Speaking of, let's take a look. It is a pretty good picture of the Cesar Romero Joker. The Joker Blacklight edition. On the back, there is a certificate of authenticity. This is number 2076 out of 6,300. And I bet this thing's going to take a while to sell out. And this doesn't do much for me, but if you want to display the collector's card next to your figure, you have a stand to do so. Now for the action bubble effects. And like I said, it's a very appropriate accessory for a 60s figure, but it's not exactly something the Joker can hold or handle. This one says "ouch!" exclamation point, and it has a little clip onto their arms. And then sock. It's a signature of the TV show and the comics at the time. A big action bubble pumps out, wham, bam, etc. I'm sure you get it, but here's an example of how that accessory works. Actually, it looks pretty good and appropriate for the figures. And now let's look at the Blacklight stand. You would think this is the coolest accessory it comes with. It's big, it actually lights up, seems like it adds good value to the figure. But the other ones I have suck pretty bad, and I'm expecting the same from this. It comes in, what is that, 7 different pieces? So let's put it together. Here's the Blacklight stand fully assembled. It's pointing at you right now. Here are the lights. They can go up and down across the pole here, and they sort of have rotation, so you can aim them toward the figure or straight ahead. You can have it down here straight toward the figure, up top, aiming down, and they have a little switch at the bottom to turn the Blacklight feature on and off. Here's the Joker standing on that Blacklight stand in a fully lit room, no blacklight effects. And here he is with the Blacklight feature on. Both the lights are on the figure, he's on the stand. This is in a fully lit room, so you don't see the effect as much. Now, when I said these lights suck, I meant because they're very dim and they don't really bring out the blacklight feature as much as I'd like. But these suck even more. Neither one would turn on properly. One would sort of halfway turn on, the other one not at all. Open them, shift around the batteries a little bit. One turns on just fine, one you gotta mess around with it for a while. So, they suck when they work properly, but these ones suck even more. Like I said, here he is in a fully lit room, and here he is utilizing the blacklight features in a semi-lit room, and then in a completely dark room. I'll admit, it actually looks pretty good in person. It looks much better in person than it does on camera. So I took out my blacklight flashlight. I'm not even shining it directly on the figure. I'm actually shining it sort of toward the ceiling, and he's getting some of the side light, and he looks so much better than those stands. So, the blacklight feature does work pretty good, but the stands are just so dim, it doesn't utilize it properly. Now I wanted to check out the differences in reuse between this blacklight version of the Romero Joker and the original version. And of course, it's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, but a different paint job. So let's take a look. Obviously, the heads here, this one has the traditional white skin, this one has yellow skin. It looks weird, but kind of cool. As you go further down, black bow tie, blue bow tie, green shirt, purple shirt. They both have the sort of pink, purple outfit. This one's a little bit lighter. And then he has a matching vest, and he has a black vest. He actually has purple gloved hands, not white hands. And he has yellow hands. And the shoes, a little bit different as well. Everything else the same. This one is a little more sort of basic. This one is visually very interesting. He pops, but he's weird at the same time. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories. Let's check out his height. And this is a 6-inch scale figure, not a 7-inch scale. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 6.2 inches tall, which can translate to just under 16 centimeters. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side, can look up and down the tiniest little bit. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up way more than 90 degrees, up, down, around. He's got single jointed elbow, goes in about 90 degrees with rotation. His wrists can simply rotate. Torso is one solid piece. He's got waist swivel, old school style T-hips. They go out about that far, forward and back. Single jointed knee with rotation. And that in would be the articulation on this guy. And the action bubble effects that he comes with also utilize the blacklight features. Pretty cool. Here's this Joker standing in the McFarlane 66 Villains Lair. Here's this Joker figure with a bunch of other 66 Joker figures behind him. Here are 10 1966 Joker figures in the animated series Jokermobile. Clown car indeed. We've got 2 in the front seats, 3 in the back seats, 2 on the side, 2 on the other side, and then 1 hanging out the back. Clown car with an endless amount of Jokers coming out of it. This thing is very spacious on the interior, can hold a lot of 6-inch scale figures, and it looks pretty cool with the retro 66 figures. Now let's check them out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane 66 figures. Here he is, next to McFarlane's regular 66 Romero Joker. Here are all the McFarlane 66 retro Joker figures. There are a total of 8 of them, and they all utilize the same base body. Now, there are many others they could do. First one that comes to mind is Joker with a big Batman utility belt. I'm sure they're not done with this mold. And here he is, next to a couple of the Mattel 6-inch 66 Joker figures. Now, one interesting thing about the Mattel version is, if you look at the Mattel one, they actually sculpted his mustache on there and painted over it. Nice little Easter egg. McFarlane did not. Now, there's also an unauthorized third-party, unlicensed 66 Joker figure called, like, the Trickster or something like that. I believe it's from Patriot Studios. Looking forward to that one as well. Here he is, with some other McFarlane 66 Bat Rogues. Then, with McFarlane's 66 Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. And now, with Mattel's 66 Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. And now let's check them out with the last couple waves of McFarlane 66 retro figures. These are from the animated show, The New Adventures of Batman. We have Commissioner Gordon, Riddler, Joker, Batmite, Batman, Robin, and both versions of Batgirl. And then, with the previous wave before that, this is based off the 66 comic spin-off. We have Superman, the Batman robot, Joker as Batman, and both versions of Lord Deathman. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane Retro 66 figure, they're typically a 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and work quite larger, and I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. Here's the Joker, next to a Peach. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and Mafex Joker figures. And here he is, next to some Mattel and Mezco Joker figures. Then, with both some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct figures. Next, with some DST or Diamond Select toys, and some Jack Specific wrestling figures. And finally, next to some McFarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures. So overall, it's a cool Joker figure, but a weird one, that's for sure. Looks like he has jaundice, or maybe he's from the Simpsons universe with that yellow skin. Now, the Blacklight feature doesn't really do much for me either, but he's visually kind of cool. He looks cartoony, the colors blend together nicely. His articulation kind of sucks. The accessories also kind of suck. Sculpt and paint job are fine, no real issues there. Blacklight feature doesn't do much for me. He looks kind of cool. If I were to rate this figure, I want to say 5 out of 10, maybe like a 4.5. Doesn't do too much for me, except for the fact that it looks cool, but it looks weird at the same time. It doesn't really look like the Joker. A very odd paint variant, and I think they could have done the Blacklight effect in white paint. I don't feel like they had to use yellow paint. But I have so many Joker figures, it's cool to have this one among the variants. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.